Welcome to part 2 of my Sponsored by Jackery series. In this video, I'm going to try and come up with as many ways as I can to productively use a Jackery. I say productively loosely because some of these will probably just be a little funny, whatever. We're going to try and hit 15. So if I can come up with 15 reasons to use a Jackery, then you should probably buy one. All of the links and all the info, it's all in the description. That's below the video. All right, first, I need to heat this tent, so I'm going to get a diesel heater out, and we're going to run the diesel heater off of the Jackery in the tent. So the secret to using a diesel heater and a Jackery is to find one that doesn't use the 12-volt DC port, but instead uses the 120-volt AC ports. And that way you're not going to run into an amperage block like you do with the 12-volt versions. So this H-calorie here happens to come with an AC connector that you can plug into the Jackery. So that's what we're gonna do. Clearly, one of the next things we're gonna have to find power for is a light, because it's dark in here. All right, so this is gonna take up one of the AC ports, which reminds me, I'm not trying to do 15 things at once because, well, this only has 7 ports. So we're just trying to come up with 15 what I'll call excuses to buy something like this here, Jackery Explorer 1000 V2. Now Jackery has multiple versions of multiple batteries, but I really like the 1000 watt hour like this one gives us. I think it's a pretty good like weekend warrior battery. You'll be able to run a bunch of stuff like, I don't know, a diesel heater or fridge, and some of the things that we're going to run all weekend long with a battery of this capacity. So let's plug that into the heater. We've got the battery turned on. Now we've got to turn on AC. Oops, that's DC. There's we goes. Okay, let's plug that heater in. It's cold in here. That's number one. We have heat thanks to the Jackery and the diesel heater. Blowing hot air right here, right in your face. Can you feel it? It feels great. It's dark in here. Let's get a light set up. The cord on this light's not very long, so we're gonna have to keep it kind of close. Maybe we'll just do right there. Oh, we have a light. You fell over. Feeling all right? So this is the fumes. There's not really fumes from the diesel heater. I'm just kidding. Camera's just, it's on grass. All right, I've got my exposure fixed. You're welcome. So that is 2 things so far. We've got light. We've got heat. Those are necessities. Let's see how the battery's doing. So with just the diesel heater and this light, which I don't think has a dimmer setting, it's pulling about 60 watts and saying it's going to run for another 15 hours. We burned 1%. That's not so bad. This is the other light option you have, which is good in a pinch. I've actually used this plenty of times when my bed is set up in the tent, and I just push the little button there. It gives me enough night light to hunt around. It's also got a brighter bright, and then a mode I don't use, or don't ever want to use, let's put it that way, is the SOS. All right. So we have heat, we have light. What else do we need? I know it's another necessity. Hold on. It's internet. You got to have the internet, right? Like, it comes before water and food, I believe. I mean, how else would I have this job if it wasn't for the internet? How would you be here in my parents' backyard with me if it wasn't for the internet? How would you buy your Jackery Explorer 1000 V2 if it wasn't for the internet? Are you going to go into a store? Forget about it. You're not. Oh, it's actually kind of pleasant in here. That diesel heater's cranking. I think it's only on 1. That's quite nice. All right, here's what I like to do in this tent with my Starlink. I actually shove it up. I'm gonna do this one-handed. I shove it up in this little, I don't know, top net here. And that's how it stays, and that works. It does a great job. And then it's got this cable off of Amazon. It's USB-C cable, so it works with the Jackery very nice, because the Jackery has a 100 watt output USB-C. Plug it into that, and I have internet. So let's get internet. When it comes to running the wire for said internet, I just kind of take it and I run it through all of these little tie-down T-straps. And that gets it mostly, oops, I'm pulling the wrong direction. And that gets it mostly tucked up against the tent. It's enough out of the way that I'm not worried about it, at least. So let's plug it in and we'll have light, heat, internet. Well, we should end the video there. That's 15 things, because they're all worth 5 points, right? All right, let's plug this sucker in. When it comes to the Jackery Explorer 1000 V2, the 100 watt USB-C is the middle USB port, so the bottommost USB-C. Plug that in, and we turn on the DC mode there. Boom. And now Starlink will fire up. Just give it a minute. So there you go. We got internet, and my phone is dying, so we're going to charge that next. But first, let's see how ye old Jackery is doing. Drawing about 100 watts, between 80 and 100. That's pretty good. It says it's going to last for 10 hours. So you could have internet, light, and heat for 10 hours. Let's see what happens when we charge a dying phone. This is so unfair. I have a newborn baby. That's why this video is being made in a backyard. It is so hard for me to go camping right now. And tonight's sunset was awesome. It was so pretty. And right now, the mountains are pink. I can't even tell. Look, can you tell? Can you see that mountain back there? Yeah, I didn't think so. Whatever. I'm very happy to be a dad. So it just makes camping content a little weird right now. She's about 7 months old, going on 8. So it's gonna change quick. I'll be back out soon. Here we go. Okay, where's my USB-C cable? I'm gonna plug that into the old 30 watt there. Ba-boom. Plug it into this charger. Look how cool this charger is. So this, get you close here. Oh yeah, that's nice. So the way that this works is it tri-folds, and then you can charge your watch on the back. So you get AirPods, watch, and then your phone. So I'm gonna set that up here. We're gonna put the phone on it. Stop focusing on my face. Bing. It's my baby. And we're charging. How about that? Perfect. And what is the Jackery doing now? It's still hovering around 100 watts. We'll see how that jumps up as this wants to pull more. Yeah. So that is, well, I can count the plugs. That's 4. That's pretty good. I'm going to charge my watch. It's going to make this 5 because it's using a multi-charger. We're a third of the way done. All right. I keep laying on the ground in there. Holy cow. The sunset just got better. I mean, come on. Why am I in a backyard? I'm a happy dad. But are you flipping kidding me? Man, that is so pretty. Let's go get it from the front yard real fast. You're kidding me right now. Look at that. What? That is so pretty. Oh, I wish I was camping right now. Oh, number 6. I keep laying on the ground in the tent, and it's cold. So we're going to put an electric blanket down. That'll be number 6. So I have 2 varieties of electric blanket. I have an expensive Ignic one, which I love, and that's actually my go-to. But this one does a good job too. Let's use the $30 one and see how much energy it takes, and then we'll switch to the fancy one. Did I say that right? Energy? Power? I don't know. Man, it is much warmer in here. So this uses the 12 volt DC. So this one, the old Amazon $30 guy here. It's not huge, so I don't think it's going to take up a ton of energy. I don't even know if we've broken 100 watts yet, and that's with Starlink and the diesel heater and everything. What are we pulling? We're pulling 170, 145. We'll say between 140 and 180, and that's with the blanket now plugged in and running. It's not warm yet. We'll give it a few minutes. It might catch it in the light. I think it's starting to snow. I was just gonna film the next part, and look at that. We get to charge something else. My camera batteries are dead. Let's charge it. Man, that sunset quick. And in the interim, I forgot that the whole reason I went in there is to grab my charger, because this camera battery's dead. Let's see how this heated blanket feels, though. It's getting there. Alright, the sun is gone. Batteries are changed. How nice is that? I can actually make a video. The sun is gone. It is much colder, so I'm going to crank this up. Let's go to 3. See, it's pulling 13 volts. That's pretty cool. And this is still hovering right around 140, 150. Hi, Mom. Maybe I've just gotten used to my super fancy heated blanket, but this cheap Amazon one, it's not heating up fast enough for me. It is so cold laying on the ground right there. So I'm gonna go get my bougie one, and that will be item number, okay? I forget the count, so that's why that was on the screen. This one's by Ignic. This is spectacular. I love this one. Get in there. Ooh, it is feeling better in here. I do keep the door open though, so whatever. It's hard to do this while holding the camera, you know that? Is it snowing? I don't have the fly on. Whatever. Whatever happens, happens. Hey, look, the zipper's open. Alright, come on. Come on. Alright, so we're going to unplug that 12 volt. Plug this one in. The red glow of heat. I really like the Ignic because it has settings. So you hold the little triangle button that's in the logo. I didn't know this the first time I used it. They hide that. That should be orange or something. It's set to 80. We're going to crank that 100%. Alright, get cooking. Is it 159 it just said is what it's peaking around? It's not bad. So one of my favorite things about doing videos like this are the inevitable comments that I've made a 10-minute commercial. So before you comment that, hey, welcome to my 10-minute commercial. We're like halfway through. We could be further through. I don't know. We're going to see how many more things I can get plugged into this. I think I got to get it out of the tent, though, which kind of sucks because I've got that warm. It's quite nice right now, actually. I should have set it up in the patio area. But I wanted it to look cool and be on the grass. But now, regrets. This is like the most Blair Witch shot I've ever done. Standing here, just listening. There's an airplane. No, I can hear the snow increasing. So I'm gonna put the tent away, and we will continue under the patio when that is under the patio with us. To see how many more items a Jackery can power, not simultaneously. Remember, this isn't simultaneous. This is just, you know, how many reasons can I give you that you need this thing? There's plenty. That's what we're asserting here. Plenty. Link is in the description. Let's see. Is it? Oh, see, it's increasing. It's not bad yet, but like I don't want it to get bad when I have to move all this. Okay, so here's the thing about diesel heaters. You can't just cut power to a diesel heater. You have to tell the diesel heater you're done using it and let it shut down. Otherwise it gets all sooty. I have no idea what that shot looked like. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm sorry. Okay. Well, the diesel heater is off and the sun is gone. So let's get that tent off the grass, get the diesel heater out of there, and maybe we'll get that construction light set up. Here's the thing. I don't know if you can see this flying above me. Yeah, you can. That dot right there. Come on, it's not gonna focus. Oh, it wants to. That's been happening the entire time since I started to shut off the diesel heater. So let's see if we can rush through this next part and get some answers to some more stuff that we can plug into a Jackery. Okay, the yard is cleaned up. So these are the overhead lights. I think I'm going to plug that construction light back in. It was super bright, and that will help us finish this out. What number are we on? We're on that number. Our target's 15. I honestly don't remember the count. So, editor Justin, I'm the editor. There's not another guy named Justin here. It's just me. Put the number there. That's where we're at. Let's see how close to 15 we can get with what I have left in my old Cranium Brainium. So here's a new toy. This is what we're going to start with. We're going to start with the Dometic CFX5. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. I haven't been able to dig into this. This is actually my very first day with this. I just took it out of the box. There it is. So we're going to play with this today and see what kind of draw this has. So let's start with this. Oh, here's something cool about it that is different. They give you a little zipper bag for your cables and manuals and efficiency guides. It also had a label on it. I ripped it off because I was like, oh, warning label. But it said something about a flammable coolant. So we'll talk about that in a future video, but maybe that makes this more efficient. Let's plug it in and find out. It is intended for us. Very fresh new cable. So we're going to start with the DC and see how it does. Because most of us will run this on DC. Probably have to turn it on, huh? If it's that quiet, then that is awesome. I don't hear it. But it does have the little dot saying that it's running. Let's open it up, see if the light's on. Anybody home? Oh. You know what I wish they would have done? This is not by any means a review of the Dometic fridge. But I wish they would have put this big old light on both sides. Guess it's running. Huh. Cool. Okay, so I think if I cheat and I count the phone charger as charging two things, because it charged a phone and a watch simultaneously, to me that counts. It is pulling power for two items. And then the blankets. This one's a fudge me, and I'm going to fudge it because I use two different blankets that require two different power settings. So I think we're at 9 now that we've done the fridge. So let's see if I've got 6 more things that we can use to convince you that you need a Jackery 1000. You probably do. You're convinced already. If you've stuck around in the video this far, just buy one. And if you want to know more about it, I do have part 1 of this series that you can watch right. Do you have one of these? This is a jump starter, so that if you have a dead battery or come upon someone with a dead battery, you don't have to pull your truck up next to them. Let's say they're on a cliffside, right? You don't have to get funky and put your own vehicle in danger. You can use one of these. So we're going to charge that because that is something that I do want to be able to charge while I'm on the road. And I've got a really fun cable for it. It can charge via USB-C, but this one came with a 12 volt to USB-C. So we're going to unplug the fridge and we're going to plug this in. Oh, let's see what the fridge is pulling and if it's working. Duh, that was the whole point of this. It says it's on. It says it's pulling 13.3 volts. What's the old Jackery say? 32 watts. It says it'll run for 20 hours and we're at 85%. So that's pretty good. As long as you're driving every day, you keep this sucker charged, your fridge will stay running. Plus, this is cooling from about 50 degrees interior temp. So as long as it's at temperature, it'll draw less power. Okay, now we can play with the jump starter. All right, plug that in. Oh, that's nice. Let's see. That's pulling quite a bit on that 12 volt. That's awesome. Over 100 watts? That'll power a Starlink, that cable will. That is awesome. Okay, that's pretty rad. 101 watts. So is that item, that's item number 10. 5 more. Let's see what we got. So I brought with me my Yeti loadout box. This is my kitchen box, could you tell? Oh, hey, waffle maker. Let's see what that pulls. Blue light is on. Blue light special. If you've never had waffles while you're camping, get one of these. This is like, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks at Target. Super small. Makes good waffles. You don't have to make a ton of batter, which is also nice. Easy to clean. And clearly, it'll run off of this. So how are we looking? Wow, that sucker pulls, doesn't it? 440 watts, and that's minus 100 for the jump starter, so 340 watts is what the waffle maker pulls. You're not going to make a lot of waffles, so well, I mean, that gives you about 2 hours to make waffles, as it says there. 2 hours. You can make a lot of waffles in 2 hours, I think. Let's see what else awaits us in the kitchen box. Cutting board. Don't need power for a cutting board. Oh, but you do need power for water. We've talked about all these necessities, and we've left out this pretty vital one, water. I should probably charge my Dometic water pump. Let's see what that takes. Oh, I thought it charged via USB-C. I wonder if they have updated these. I don't know if I have a micro USB cable. Oh, what a bummer. I'm SOL. I don't have one. Okay, time to look up and see if that thing has switched to USB-C. That's an oversight on Dometic's part if it hasn't. Here's one though. Ever use one of these? It's a arc lighter. They're super cool. There it goes. So, within the last, I don't know, 4 years, I've switched to arc lighters for the sole purpose that I do not need fuel. I can just plug them in. Oh, that waffle iron's hot. It's like, man, what am I smelling? Something's burning. Yeah, nothing's cooking. Whew. Yeah. How'd we do? Ow, turn off. As weird as it is, that Dometic faucet kind of took the wind out of my sails. I could have sworn it was a USB-C. That thing's $100. I better be USB-C these days. Whatever. Let's find, I think, the last thing I have. So I don't think we're going to hit 15. Even if we had the Dometic faucet, I don't think we're going to hit 15. The last thing I have that is something I actually take with me on adventures is battery charger for tools. I think everything I've gone over today, everything I've plugged in, is something I actually use. I didn't want to just walk around the house and plug in TVs and video games and that kind of stuff. The whole idea was that I could show you stuff that I actually use when I'm out camping and that most of us likely carry. Well, maybe with the exception of a waffle iron, but you will now. But most of us likely carry most of this stuff. A fridge, a jump starter, we had Starlink going, we had electric blankets, all that kind of stuff. And all of it has been running exclusively off of this Jackery today. And I've been out here for a few hours doing this. I mean, the sun was up when I started, right? and we're only down to 83%. And most of that was drained by that gosh darned waffle iron. Holy smokes, that had a big draw. So maybe have the solar panels out when you have the waffle iron running, even though they're not going to draw 300 watts. That is insane. But we all love waffles. And you're not going to make waffles for 2 hours. Come on. How many waffles are you making? That thing's tiny. You're not making that many waffles. So there you go. The final tally is here for things I actually have with me and actually use. These are all things that were just kind of in and around my truck. I mean, the Dometic fridge was something like I've had that in my truck because I needed to kind of open it and use it. So this video is a great excuse for that. The jump starter, the Starlink, the camera batteries, right? Like, I guess I could have said drone batteries, and like we really could have fudged the numbers. I think I did enough. It's probably more like 10 true items that I use on every trip. So sorry for the misleading title. Actually, I think the title of this video will be all of the reasons I have, you see what I did there, to get a Jackery Explorer 1000 V2. Okay, that does it. Jackery, again, was a sponsor of this video. If you didn't know that by now, you weren't paying attention. Thank you, Jackery, for sponsoring. Thank you for watching. That does it for me. So, until next time, I'm Justin B. McBride.